You guys are nearing the end of the whole lawsuit between Justin Baldoni and Blakely. Some people feel like they are going to settle, even though a couple weeks ago, we were hearing reports that neither one of them were going to settle. So there is a lot being said right now. And Justin's team, judge dismissing his $400 million lawsuit against Blake Ryan and their 21, publicist Leslie Sloan and his $2,524 million lawsuit against the New York Times. His lawyers saying this is not the zero and end event, though Blake seems to be taking this as a total victory, but we're going 30 into everything that has been said recently. Blake Lively was out this 35 week. But so if you out just 5 week following the news that Justin Baldoni's countersuit against the other parties were dismissed by the 41 judges. He stepped out at Try proudly after having posted that she was taking this dismissal as a courtry. 48, we had previously talked about what she posted on our Insta story. As she said, last week, it stood proudly alongside 19 organizations united in fistics defending women's rights to speak up for their safety like so many others. I felt the pain of our retaliatory lawsuit, including the manufactured shame that won. 4 used to break us, while the suit against 105 me was defeated, so many don't have the 108 resources to fight back. I'm more 109 resolved than ever to continue to stand for every woman's right to have a voice, protecting themselves, including 14 safety, their integrity, their dignity, and 60 their story. There are protections out there. Check out some of the incredible organizations below for resources, and 22 information with love and gratitude for 124, the many who stood by me. Many of you. I in 26 know many of you. I don't, but I will 28 never stop appreciating or advocating for you. Thought the battle isn't over 32 yet, as Justin's legal team has up until the 23rd to come up with a new plan of 36 action. Justin's lawyer Brian Friedman broke his silence on the lawsuit update 40 on Tuesday, talking to people, and they 42 reported in a statement obtained by 44 people Tuesday, June 10th. It ends 146 with use actor to director of Lion 48. Friedman said Lively and her team's 150 predictable declaration of victory is 152 false. Friedman added, this case is 154 about false accusations of harassment, 156 in retaliation and a non-existent smear, 158 campaign, which Miss Lively's own tomb conveniently describes as untraceable to 3 because they cannot prove what never before happened. Most importantly, Miss Lively's own claims are not truer today than they 2-9 were yesterday, and with the facts on our 210 side, we march forward with the same 12 confidence that we had when Miss Lee and her cohorts initiated this battle, and look forward to her forthcoming 218 deposition, which I will be taking. Freeman added in his statement, we're grateful for the organic show of support from the public and for the dedication of the internet sleuth community who continued to cover the case with 229 discernment and integrity. And according to 231 to legal experts who spoke to people, Blake shouldn't celebrate just yes isn't over. They wrote, there's still a lot left in the trial court. 239 proceedings, including amendments to the 42 pleadings. Gregory DeHaha, attorney and partner at Demirin LA in Los Angeles, tells people, as all litigators know, sometimes you win everything, a trial only to see your case reversed on appeal. Adds, who does not represent and is not involved in the case. The 57 decision is undoubtedly a blow to 259. Baldoni says Dalba. The case is far from over. The attorney continues. 1-3 thing I've learned many times over as a 3 litigator is not to celebrate 2-6 early, reiterating that the large 3-8 majority of civil cases settle before 3-10 trial. Dahl says this case is still 3-12 highly likely to end in a settlement. 3-4 that was true before this decision, and 3-16 after does this affect a Lively's 3-17 leverage in settlement negotiations. Yes, 20 is going to fight back, including 322 amending his complaint the tortoise interference and implied 3-6 covenant claims sticky as first claim. 328 that Belden gets another shot at 3 pleading says involves the accusation that WME clients Lively and Reynolds made threats to induce it their agency to 7 drop. Baldoni, a client me, has denied that allegation the other involves in it. 43 ends with us contract between Lively and 35 Wayfair Studios, which Baldon's team claimed enabled her to consult it, and 348 approve aspects of the film, and that she 350 did not exercise that writing. Good faith now in terms of a settlement, just 354 a week ago. While we're hearing from Deadline that sources close to them were saying 359 that there was just no chance of a 401 settlement, but obviously we're hearing from this legal source that people was for or talking to that this was highly likely for 6 to happen before and after this decision. Previously, Deadline reported sources on and Shave insisted to Deadline the courts repeatedly and that there is no chance of a settlement. Now, with the high-profile Lively Reynolds hauled way out of their carefully crafted comfort zone in WME, dumped Baldoni's career now dead and in the water in Hollywood, now because this opened for revisions, by legal observers believe he will now amend his lawsuit to sharpened 35 specific accusations, specifically ones involving allegations of professional sabotage and breach of contract tied to the extortion. It and film on acclaim centers on the allegation that Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, both clients of WME, to Baldoni, used their influence to pressure the agency into cutting ties with Justin's team, argues that threats were made to convince WME to drop him, which qualify as tortoise interference. WME has denied this allegation, but it remains a major point of contention because losing agency representation, particularly from a powerhouse like WME, can seriously derail someone's career in Hollywood. Justin was dropped the day after the New York Times article dropped that reported on Blake Lively's complaint against Justin Baldoni in the lawsuit that he filed in December of last year. He specifically claimed that during the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere, Ryan personally approached his agent at WME and told them to drop him as a client. Justin's team was describing this as a calculate move, alleging that Ryan and Blake were using their power in Hollywood to try fix and sabotage his career and personal life. But like I said, WME didn't this be true. You will add that in addressing all of this, Ari Emanuel, CEO. WME's parent company spoke out on a podcast and was quoted saying, "I've known Ryan and Blake for over a decade." Ari explained, "They're really incredible people in Hollywood. They have been incredibly successful. People work with them. They've never had any bad mojo out there or treated people badly. They are charitable. They've given tons of money away." He continued, "If what is alleged in her lawsuit that would happen on social media is true, just because she complained to the studio that things were unhealthy on set and that he was director and this man was the producer and they did to her what is being alleged, they're really bad people. These can claim that Justin might revise involves leaks contract with Wayfair Studios according to his team. The contract gave her approval rights over key aspects of the film production, and they argue that she didn't exercise those rights in good faith. And obviously we have heard from him several times that he was saying that Blake was trying to take over the entire movie and didn't in the end take over the entire movie, and that his Ford version of the movie was not what the public saw. This would fall under breach of the implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing. His side is suggesting that rather than using her approval rights to help the film, Blake may have used them in a way that hurt the project, whether through creative, 6 obstruction or intentional non-operation, and if these successfully refiled, they could become central to Justin's case moving forward. Now, in all of this news coming out this week, people thought that Justin's former podcast co-host Liz was speaking out negatively about him when Blake Lively's accusations of harassment and retaliation against. In December, Liz issued a statement saying that she was stepping away from the podcast with Justin. She posted on Instagram saying, "I'm writing to you to let you know that I have had my representatives inform Wayfair that I will no longer be co-hosting Man Enough podcast. Thank you for trusting me with your hearts and stories, for holding space for me and for making the show what it was. I will miss you. Listeners, so much a love community created together with every fiber of my being, and that's because of you. As the chapter closes form, remain committed to the values we built together. Thank you for being here, for trusting me and for being by my side. The last 4 years will deserve better, and I know that together we create it. It will have more to share soon. As I continue to process everything that has happened in the meantime, I will continue to support everyone who calls out injustice and holds the people standing in their way accountable." She also wrote in the caption, "While we'll miss you, we will be sharing more soon. Appreciate your compassion and patience. I hope this comment section can be a place of support, respect, and kindness, reflection of the community we've built together." Now, with the news of Justin's teen lawsuits getting dismissed right before that, Liz had taken to Instagram to ask her followers to send in their boy problems for an upcoming episode, new podcast, Boy Problems. And then she 29 liked a comment that said, "I just saw the funniest boy problem get dismissed by a federal judge in New York. Lol." And she liked this and also commented, "Obviously everyone was taking this Escher kind of of laughing about this happening to Justin, but she later claimed that she thought this was actually a comment about Donald Trump. And she wrote, "This fake responded to a comment assuming about Trump, you know, the guy actively dismantling democracy, because that's the boy problem. I think about daily, every time a conspiracy theory is fabricated about me, I get threats or doxed shame on the Daily Mail for printing this trash. For clicks gotta uchgrass." Though someone who is speaking out on all of this is Julia Fox, who shared her support for Blake Lively with the Daily Mail, reported that Tribeca film festivals. She said, "I was very happy to heart because I support women all the time. Support women when they're right, when they're wrong. Support women when they're likable and they're unlikable is support women that I have nothing in common with." Fox said 35 added, "I support women that I do have things in common with, and I'm going to support Blake." Fox said she has been victim of the internet, so she rubbed the internet to how the Gossip Girl alum has been fair treated. "I have seen the way have just been so inhumane." The outlet said that is what has been said on the entire Blake and Justin lawsuit. This week, I certainly want to know what you think about all of this. All dates the people speaking outlet me. Know your thoughts in the comments. Love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.